That is a fantastic question, and yes, it does matter what order you paint a door in, and I will show you for why now. Back in the olden days, we used to use oil-based paints. I know some people still do, but most people have sort of moved on. And if you were using oil-based paints, you would paint a door like this. You'd start with your hinge section, and then you do your panels. So you might do that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And you end up with something like this. Now the reason you do it this way is, now you've done the panels, there's sort of an inlay around the edges of the panels. So whatever you paint around it now, you're not going to disturb the paint on these panels. And then what you do, you go down bits. The reason you do it that way is you're going to do your horizontals next. And obviously the brush strokes on the verticals here are going up and down. The brush strokes on the horizontals need to go that way. By doing it this way, you're leaving quite a nice squared sort of paint finish there between the two different directions of the grain. And you're left with something like this, and then finally, it's your two verticals. So same again, you're just sort of squaring it up. You're left with something like this. Now it looks a little bit dodgy just because I have put one coat of white on black. So for another coat, two coats, that would be a solid colour. But you're left with a painted door. That's the old way to paint a door anyway. And to be honest, a lot of decorators still painting that sequence, which is fine. They know what they're doing, just leave them to it. However, nowadays with water-based paints, you don't need to do that. And the other thing as well, you're going sort of from the top to the bottom, to the top again, to the bottom, and it's no good for your joints, especially if you're painting sort of 5 or 6 doors in a day. The way to do it now, if you're going to use water-based paints, is as follows. So, you might do something like that. Bear with me, I'll explain it for you now. So water-based paint is a lot quicker and easier to go on. So you can paint the top of the door, and the other thing as well, look at this. You can paint over any bit of that, and it's not sort of ruining the surface, if that makes sense. See, it doesn't matter too much about sort of keeping your wet edge and being strategic with it. So you can paint the top of it and then sort of come down and paint the bottom of it as well. So it becomes a lot easier. You've only got to sort of do the top bit once, do the bottom bit once, and then you're done. And you can see there exactly the same results, but it's just a lot quicker for you. So as long as you keep to a sequence, it's fine.